Hey guys, I want to review a little bit of math with you tonight. When you came back in August, you already knew your place values. We started with ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, million. Remember we read those big numbers and you would tell me which place value it was? All right, we have just recently added our fractions, our decimal numbers. 1/10 can also be written decimal 1. 1/100 can be written decimal 0.1. And 1/1000 can be written decimal 0.001. Let's see how that works. If I have 23, that would go in front of the decimal. If I say 23 and 1/10, it would be decimal 1. If I have 23 and 1/100th, the 1 would go underneath the 100 spot, but I can't leave this empty, so what would I put there? That's right, Anna Thomas, a space holder. It would be 0. If I have 23 decimal 1,000th, the 1 is going to go under the 1,000th spot. But what do I need to put here, Grace? That's right, I need 2 space holders. So I have 1/10, 1/100th, and 1,000th. When you add and subtract decimals, all you need to remember is you have to keep those decimals lined up. So if I have 236 and 42 hundredths minus 62 and 54 hundredths, I still borrow just like I always did. So I'll borrow from the 4, make this a 3, and this is 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. Can I take 5 from 3? No, so I'm going to borrow again. This 6 becomes a 5, and now I have 13. 13 minus 5 is 8. That's correct. 8 again. Can I take 2 from 5? Yes, I can. Can I take 6 from 3? No, so I'm going to borrow. That leaves that a 1. Makes this a 13. And 6 from 13 is 7. And then I'm going to bring down my 1. Sometimes we forget it after we borrow it. We don't remember that we've got that number up there. Don't forget the 1 that we've still got up there. And be sure that you bring your decimals straight down. Now guess what? Even with decimals, you can check your subtraction. All you have to do is add these two numbers together. And if you come up with the number that you started with, your answer is correct. All right. Now I want to work with some cancellation. We're just doing a smorgasbord. We're doing a review of everything we're working on right now. So if I wanted to do 6/12 times 4 24s, can I multiply straight across? Sure, but then you're going to have to reduce. So why not do it the easy way? Will 6 go into 6 and 24? Yes, it will. 6 will go into 6 one time. 6 will go into 24 4 times. 4 go into 4 one time. 4 go into 12 3 times. And now I can multiply. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 4 is 12. Now, isn't that a whole lot better than saying 6 times 4 and putting my answer in then 12 times 24? because you're going to have a big number that you're going to have to turn around and reduce anyway. Now, when multiplying fractions, remember if it's a mixed number, you have to turn that into a fraction. If it's a whole number, you have to turn that into a fraction as well. So if I have 6 times 2/3, what do I need to do first, Emily? That's right. I need to make this 6 a fraction, and I can do that by putting a 1, because any number over 1 is going to stay that same number. So I didn't change anything. 3 are going to 3 one time. 3 are going to 6 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. Zoe, would I leave it 4 over 1? No, I would simplify it and make it what? 4 would be my answer. All right, Chess. If I have 5 times 3 2/3, what am I going to do to start with? That's right. I need to make that 5 a fraction. So I'm going to put 5 over 1 times, how am I going to make this into an improper fraction? 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. 11 what? Keep that denominator, 11/3. Now, is there anything here that I can cancel out? Not this time. 5 times 11 is 55, and 1 times 3 is 3. But am I going to leave it 55 over 3? What kind of fraction is that? It's an improper fraction because our numerator is larger than our denominator. So how would I fix that? Good job, Brooklyn. I would have to say 3 will go into 55. 3 are going to 5 one time. 1 times 3 is 3. I'm going to bring down my 2. 3 are going to 25. How many times? 8. 8 times 3 is 24. When I subtract, I have 1 left over. And to write that as a fraction, I would say 1 over what? 1 over 3. So my answer would be 18 1/3. That's what Miss Smith would look for on a test. Okay? Now, my favorite. Let's work with some equations. If I have y plus 6 equals 8 times 3. Solomon, I know you want to do it in your head, but you need to write it down so you don't miss a step. So the first thing we're going to do is find out what we can solve first. What in this equation can we already figure out? Well, we don't have any idea what y is, but do we know what 8 times 3 is? Yes, 8 times 3 is 24. So we can say y plus 6 equals 24. Keith, can you tell me what to do next? I've got to, if I do it on this side, I've got to do the same thing on this side. So how am I going to get rid of that 6? Very good. I'm going to say y plus 6 minus 6, that gets rid of it, equals 24 minus 6. So my y is going to equal what? What's 24 minus 6? 18. Let's see if our answer works out. We're going to plug this 18 up here where the y's at. So now we're going to say 18 plus 6 equals 8 times 3. 18 plus 6 is what? Good job, it's 24. And 8 times 3 is what, Anna Thomas? 24. So was 18, was that the right answer? Yes, it was, because it completes the equation. Let's do one more of those. I like equations. Let's do x plus 3 equals 6 divided by 2. Is this one going to work? Well, we'll have to find out. X. Now remember, sometimes when it's in Miss head, it doesn't work out right. X plus 3 equals 6 divided by 2. And that's what, Elijah? That's 3. So if I say X plus 3 minus 3 to get rid of that equals 3 minus 3, my X is going to be what? It's going to be 0. So let's see if that will fix our equation. If I put the 0 in place of the X and say 0 plus 3 equals 6 divided by 2. Brooke, 0 plus 3 is what? 3 is correct. And Luke, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Is my equation correct? Yes, it is. Good job, guys.